Welcome to your practice. Today I'm going to be teaching you cat-cow. Remember never to judge your body where it is right now. Practice and all is coming. If you're looking for a short and effective beginner course, check out the link below. I share all my secrets. Now let's begin. If you have sensitive knees, either double your mat or use blocks or a cushion for support. You also maybe want to warm up your wrists. Slowly make your way onto all fours in a tabletop position. Hips stacked on top of your knees, your feet untucked, pressing all 10 toes down into the mat. Wrists and elbows in line with your shoulders, keeping a micro bend in the elbow. Spread your fingers wide and claw them down into the mat like you're trying to squeeze a pair of boobs. Yes, I said boobs. Now pay some attention to your midline. Are you letting your belly hang? If so, then try and flatten your back. You can do this by tilting your sit bones towards your heels. Just a little thrust movement in the pelvis. This should do the trick. Maybe now you can feel an engagement in your core. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Well, that was a handful to remember, so let's come and take a break. Sit down on your heels and just reflect on all the things that you had to pay extra attention to. Slowly make your way back onto all fours, hips stacked above the knees, wrists and elbows stacked underneath the shoulders, pressing the feet down into the mat, micro bend in the elbows, pressing your fingers firmly down into the mat, squeezing a pair of boobs and concentrating on the midline, tilting your pelvis slightly back so you can feel an engagement in your core. With all this awareness in place, begin to pull your shoulders away from your ears, creating length in your spine. Don't worry if you're already sweating, because I am too. Prepare to come into your first cat. Round your spine, tilt your sit bones under and bring your head between your arms, keeping the neck long and the ears away from the shoulders, gazing at your tailbone. If you're a beginner, let me rephrase so you will never forget. For your lower body, thrust your pelvis as though you are in sexual intercourse and you are trying to penetrate your partner. Yes, you're the male. Just pretend. A heavy thrust in the pelvis. Pull, pull, pull. And for the upper part of your body, try and reach your head as far to your crotch as you can. Pretend like you're trying to give yourself a blowjob. So you're pulling these two body parts in toward one another while simultaneously pulling your head out between your shoulders, or pulling your ears away from your shoulders, keeping that space. And don't forget to breathe. Make the breaths as deep as you can, and maybe you can feel the difference between the inhale and the exhale. Pay attention. Now prepare to come into your first cow. And remember, you're still digging your hands and your toes down into the mat. Slowly releasing the sit bones and pushing your bum up towards the sky. Hollowing your back and gazing forward. Pressing your hands firmly into the mat and simultaneously try to pull them back a bit, creating even more length in the spine, still pulling your sit bones up towards the sky. Pretending now that you are the female part of the intercourse, or the taker, whatever you want to call it, opening up towards the back, pressing your toes down into the mat. Shoulders away from the ears, creating that space. Now once you've established the feeling for the two poses, we are going to integrate breath. On your inhale, coming into cow, creating space for the air in your chest, and on your exhale, coming into cat. Inhale cow, let your udders hang. Exhale into cat. Think of the Halloween cat with the back raised. Inhale into cow and exhale into cat. Alternating between the two with your breath in control. You can continue with this, otherwise I will be teaching you the body waves next. Don't get frustrated. With practice, everything becomes easier. We're going to begin by taking a wider stance than usual. So either walk your arms forward or your legs back. With more space, more movement is possible, and more creativity can grow. This will become more interesting once you have nailed that basic position. So if you're not there yet, practice this part at a later point in time. You will know when you're ready, but you can still watch to get some inspiration. So this is how it's gonna go. In slow motion, alternate between the cat and cow movement, with your tailbone leading the way, slowly rippling this movement along your whole spine, and head moves last. So in both cat and cow, starting from the base of the spine and bringing the movement upwards. So for cat, tucking the tailbone, letting this movement round your spine, and lastly pulling your head in between your arms. Chin tucked, gazing at your tailbone. Slowly, tailbone leading the way, coming into your cow, tilting the sit bones up towards the sky, letting the movement ripple along your spine to the front of your body, lastly moving your head up and your gaze forward, shoulders away from the ears. Feet and hands firmly pressing down, and continue to transition between these two movements like the waves of an ocean. There will be a bigger bend in the elbow, and you will be reaching your bum back towards your heels to make the waves evenly. Close your eyes and don't care about what this looks like. Just care about what you're feeling. Go as slow or as fast as you wish. There's no right and no wrong. If you're finding things hard, then you will improve the next time you practice this. Keep this in mind. Every practice is an improvement, a step forward. Begin to slowly find an end and come into a comfortable position, sitting on your heels or laying down on your mat, just tuning in how you feel and what you feel. I hope this was helpful and you enjoyed this little exploration. Remember, if you want more, the link to my course is down below. I will hopefully see you next week in a further episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. From my heart to yours, namaste.